Hello, Mr. Allen. Let me see if you're unmuted. No, that's Ken. That's Alan. Let me unmute you, Alan.
Can you hear me?
Now I can, that I unmuted you, but I see you from your eyeballs up. So move your camera down or do something.
I see that.
More.
I don't have a picture. I lost my picture.
Okay, sign out and sign back in with video on. Video on. Sign out. I see you, so you could sign out and sign in again. That's all. It's the easiest way.
Open up Zoom. There we go.
Hello, Mr. Steve. Steve, do you hear me? You're muted. I'm not going to unmute you now. Just put your thumb up if you hear me. Thank you. You're muted until we get to questions. You'll raise your hand and we'll do the stuff. Let me just get everybody that's going on here. Alan, let me see where you are. Your camera's on. I know that. Ken's camera isn't. Nancy, you have your camera turned off. And Ken, you have your camera turned off. You don't have to turn it on, but it will let you know it's off.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Who is that?
That's Ken. I don't know how to turn my camera on.
Well, I'm going to mute you anyway, Ken, so you should have been muted, but I don't know what you did to turn your camera off, but that's not necessary. I'm going to...
Lois is looking.
Excuse me?
Lois was waving.
Lois, raise your right hand, raise your thumb if you could hear me. You could hear me, good. So, okay, you're muted. Mark, you're going to get as dizzy as hell by walking around with your iPad or your phone. I don't hear you, but I'm telling you, you're going to get as dizzy. No, I can't hear you, Mark. I don't have your microphone turned on. It's okay. We lost you, Naomi. You were there, and then you went bye-bye. You're still connected?
Okay. I hear you, so that's all that counts. Thank you.
Okay, I'm turning you off the mute. Elaine, that's fine. You're perfect.
How come mine is frozen?
Put a nickel in the slot.
See the picture?
Yeah, your picture's frozen. I don't know, Alan. The simplest way to get correct that is go out and come back in. That's all. Just disconnect. You got 20 minutes. Disconnect and just reconnect. Leave the meeting and rejoin. Marsha. Hello, Marsha. Marsha, thumbs up if you can hear me. Thank you. You're doing fine. Got the 3 o'clock. The meeting starts at 3 o'clock. We're getting everybody going. I can't hear you, Marsha. Marsha, you're muted. I can't hear you. I can understand your lips when you say, oh. But that's it. Right now, you're muted.
No, that says mute.
And I know I'm going to mute you again. You're muted. That's it. Alan Hartley's coming back again when I find them. Not yet, Alan. Let your microphone connect. The audio takes about 60 seconds after you connect. Okay, I'll unmute you, Alan. You can speak now, Alan?
Can you hear me?
Fine, and everybody else can hear you.
Okay.
Steve, you like my background? My virtual background? You see where I got that from, don't you?
Yeah.
I don't hear you, Steve. Can you see my virtual background, people? Avalon Estates.
It's from the Avalon Estates website.
Yes, it is. It's all there. That's thanks to Steve. He did that. That's from the website. So all I did was copy it. It was fun. It was fun to do, Steve, because when you did it, it came out inverted. So I had to first copy it, then invert it, and then upload it, and then it came out right. Who cares? It worked. Steve, did you bring me lunch? Steve is eating away there. I can't hear you, Steve. You're still muted. I'm just waiting for the board members to come on. Okay, I'm talking to you and I got people waiting in the waiting room.
I'll have to show you a whole one. I'll get it.
No, you went on. Not many yet. We have 13 of us and 2 board members. 3 board members. Howard's there. Let me unmute Howard. Howard, can you hear me okay?
I can hear you fine and clear. How about me?
Yes, I hear you loud and clear, and everybody else does also.
Okay.
Avalon upside down, not by me. Okay, mine is perfect. Okay. What I'm looking at behind me, it looks like it's perfect. I hear you. I'm going to leave it. Not making that change now, Steve. Oh, so what has Steve tried to do to us? A big lollipop he's bribing us with?
Hello, Howard.
Oh, a mask. Yeah. Come on, board members, where are you?
It's a cookie with a mask on it.
I'm going to mute you again. Yeah, I hear. A cookie. How can I tell? The mask is blocking the whole thing. I forgot to bring my drink in.
Would you like some of mine, Joe?
No, I'm doing fine. Believe it or not, I'm doing fine.
Yes, you are.
What is she doing?
We have 14 on so far.
This is Linda's pad.
Linda's what?
Linda's pad.
Okay. Switch to gallery view. Oh. Wait, look.
I hear you.
Look. Slow me in.
Here's Mary. Mary, can you hear us? Thumbs up if you can hear us. Thumbs up. Thank you.
All right.
Everybody looks so funny.
We're growing, 15.
Oh, mute.
Melissa, thumbs up if you can hear me. Thank you. Joyce, thumbs up if you can hear me. Thank you.
Joe, on your screen, do you see everyone's picture?
No, I can't see Roberts, Hanks, and 4 of them. Nancy's also. Everybody else's I can.
But you can see 15 or 20 on
Yes.
your screen.
Can you, Alan?
No,
At
no.
the top, there is a few selections. One of the selection will be call it a grid view or all, I forgot what it's called. Let me see what it's called. It's called gallery view, excuse me, gallery view.
Yeah,
At the very top right-hand side. Pull down any one of those things. What does it say in the top right-hand side? You have a clock there that shows we're connected.
it just said gallery review.
Click on gallery view.
I did. Now I got about 12 or 15.
Right, you have everybody, but 21 so far. I gotta let 4 more people in. Wait, I gotta admit 4
Joe,
more
can
people.
you hear me?
Who's that?
Jerry Drago.
Yeah, I don't see you. Where are you? Okay, I'll find you.
I'm on audio, only video. I'm not on video, I'm on audio.
Okay, and well, I haven't seen it yet.
I'm
So
on my
I could-
iPad.
Okay. I don't see it yet, but it's okay. I'm not looking at the audios.
But I can hear you.
Okay, that's all that counts, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, let me, Mike, your number is 7038, is that correct?
That's correct.
Good, let me change that and rename it so everybody knows who's talking. Mike. Okay. Let me see who else we got here.
Next name is there.
Wait, one more time. I got another one. Let me just get this one in, admit. And Len, you're 7522?
Yes.
Okay, let me change that to Len. Rename. What I'm doing, people that don't understand, and the lower time you see it has your name, but the people that are calling in has the telephone number. So when they speak now, they'll light up in yellow, and you'll know who's speaking because I'm changing their name. And now I got Elise coming on. Where's Elise? Nancy came back. Elise? Hello, Elise? That's not Elise. The 25. My head's going back and forth because I'm looking at all the screens to see if I can find who's what and what. And Alan, as the number of people join, your views will become postage stamps.
Well, I've got all the squares full anyway.
I know that. You'll get them all.
Hello, Elaine.
She can't hear you. She can hear you. Excuse me. She can't speak. She's muted.
That's okay.
If Alan, you take a look on the screen. If you see in the lower left-hand corner a microphone with a red line in it, on many of them?
Yes.
Those are the people that are muted. So if you talk to those people, I have to unmute them.
I don't want to talk. As long as they can hear me.
Karen's going to join us. That I don't want to hear. 1 second.
Who is this?
Hello.
Oh, Dusenberry.
Dusenberry, yeah.
Yeah.
Which Elaine is this? Hello?
Karen's flipped around.
Okay, Elaine Serlin. Okay, because it just says Elaine. It doesn't say which Elaine it is. I would only recommend you do is that you dial out and come back in again with your computer. Go out and come back in again. Yes, just leave the meeting, lower right-hand side, and then come back in. Bye-bye. What happened to Elise? Let me, when she's connected. Elise, we can see you from your nose up, so move the camera down. And I know you're going to call in by a landline, aren't you? Still lower. You made it higher, Elise. Much better. And did you call? I can hear you, but you're breaking up. Elise? See the waiting room.
Karen's got to straighten out her phone.
I haven't found Karen. There's Karen. I got to unmute her. Karen, your phone is turned sideways. You're 90 degrees off. Your right shoulder's on the ground. Karen, do you hear me? Your phone is 90 degrees off. Rotate it 90 degrees, please. Much better. Thank you, Karen. Much better. Karen, can you talk, please, so to make sure we hear you? Hello, Karen, speak up. She doesn't want to hear me. I don't know why she does it with the iPhone and not the computer, but that I can't help. Okay, who am I missing? We're 33 so far. Admit.
Hey, Joe, it's Jerry Drago. What happens if we want to ask a question? How do we do that?
Okay, I got to find you first. You're going to raise a hand,
Raise a hand.
and I'll turn your microphone back on.
How are you going to see me?
I see everybody.
You see my hand?
I don't see where you are right now. I'm admitting people in, so I'm trying to do too many tasks at once right now. Just bear with me.
But you got no video.
I'm on audio, not video.
Okay, therefore, if you're on audio only, there is a, I forgot the number. There is a number you're supposed to push to raise your hand. What's your telephone number? Last 4 digits?
The landline?
You said you called me on audio only. Would you
Yeah,
confuse?
from my iPad. I joined the meeting, but I only did audio. I didn't want to do
Okay, and what, and your name is? Again, I'm looking for,
Geraldine's iPad.
okay, you are now muted. There is a way, I have to look it up right now, but I will unmute everybody towards the end and we'll try to be quiet. So yes, you'll have a chance to ask a question. But you're now muted. Okay. I'm trying to see how many people I have. I'm going to go from Howard I have. Jerry I don't have yet. Do I? Jerry I don't have yet.
I can't hear anything. How can I tell?
I'm missing Jerry.
Joe,
Yes?
Arlene Silk, Barbara Stolowitz can't hear anything. She's
She's-
on.
She has to go back in and go out, disconnect and go back in again. That's all I can tell you. Where's Arlene on this thing? Arlene should be muted. Okay. We have 35 people connected right now. Mike, Len, I'm missing Jerry. I have Alan, I have myself. To my right, I have Len, Mike, and Elise. I am missing Jerry. Hello, Jerry.
to unmute.
Yeah, Stu just came on.
What's that?
Stu Morris, in the lower corner.
Howard, everything you're saying, everybody else is hearing, so don't call anybody names. Elise, are you going to dial in also?
We got Mary and we got Robert.
Elise, I don't think we can hear. You're going to have to dial in. Hello?
What the hell are you doing?
Well, wait, let me just try again. I got 4 people waiting to be joined. I do not see you on my list. I don't know what's going on. And do you see me and your camera?
Yes, I do.
I see there. I see you there. Let me see if I could say stop video chat. Yeah, I can't see you. Let me just turn you on. Elaine, talk. Elaine, you're muted. You're unmuted right now, but I'm going to mute you again. Your picture isn't
Okay.
working. I can't help it. You'll be able to hear what's going on. Okay.
Will I be able to contribute?
There's a way to push a button to contribute to raise your hand. I don't know what it is right now. If not,
Okay.
I will open up all mics towards the end.
Okay, thank you.
One person's having problems. They can't turn on their video, but that's okay. I'm still looking for
Jerry?
There you go. I'm still looking for Jerry. There's 4 people admitting right now. Admit all. Let's see where we are. If Jerry's picture comes flying up. Nope, I don't see Jerry yet.
Can you hear me now?
Where are you, Jerry? On my screen. I'm fine.
I'm in my den.
There you are. No, but when you talk, then you mute up. And then you light up. That's the only reason I'm saying. So I need you to talk.
I'm talking.
You,
Am I lighting up?
you see you fine, Jerry, and everybody's hearing you fine.
Good.
And we have 53 people so far.
I don't know what he's doing here.
And we got a couple of minutes.
Joe, it's Elise. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Because I've got a call that's on the phone. So I called in and I'm on video. Okay.
Let me just see which number you called in from. What's your number?
617777778.
Yeah, let me rename it to your name so everybody knows when you're talking who it is.
Okay. Got it?
I got it. So we're good now.
Joe, do you hear me? Joe, do you have Sam?
Wait, 1 second, 1 second. I'm trying to do one thing at a time and I can't get to that. Somebody just hold on for a minute. Not even that. Who's questioning me?
Sam.
Who? Sam, oh, Sam, I see you, Sam. Yes, I hear you, but I'm going to mute you. Claire, I see you and I'm muting you. You'll be able to raise your hand. Claire, can you hear me? Put your thumb up, Claire. Thumb up. I can't see you. Sam has me, fine.
We are. Tell them.
5 people waiting to come in. Admit 5.
Yeah. We lost, this is Arlene Silk. We only have 4 pictures now. I don't know what you did.
I don't do anything, Arlene. It's something you're doing at your end for 4 pictures up, and I don't know what you're doing. Okay?
I have the same thing actually when Elaine called in.
Well, then there might be more than one sheet. You might have to, there could be a right arrow or a left arrow to go to more plane. Depends on the size of your screen.
Joe, my screen collapsed also.
Who's mine?
Howard.
Okay, I just don't know what you have up there, so I can't help you.
Joe,
It's not important. It's not important. The person that'll speak, you notice when they speak, they will come to the screen, who's ever speaking.
Joe, Jerry, I've noticed on my screen, there are arrows on the bottom and the top to see additional images.
So you can move it up and down. So yours is on the top and the bottom. So if people, you see an arrow at the bottom, move it down, it'll tell you further people. Okay, or move it up, it'll give you more people.
Okay.
The most important thing is I got my board members there and they come flying in. So obviously everybody's very anxious to learn what's going on. We're 61 so far and growing. And we're 3 o'clock. We're going to start soon. And unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to admit people and run the meeting at the same time. So there's going to be a little bit of complaining, but we're starting at 3 o'clock because I like to start properly. So thank you all for joining us. Again, we have, excuse me? Somebody said something?
Glenn?
Yes? Okay, I'm going to proceed where I left off. And I thank you all for joining us. We're up to 64 people right now, and the meeting is called, no, 65 people, and the meeting is called to order. This is
Barry part of the meeting, Joe?
Barry should be here. He did give me his telephone number, and so many things are busting loose right now. More people are trying to join, and I prefer to start on time, and I'm having trouble. So Barry might be here. He said he's joining by telephone only. And I'd have to go through these lines here. And at the current time, I don't see Barry here. So he might be here. He said he was only going to join by his cell phone, but he might be here.
Is Mike Ross online?
Mike, speak up.
Yep.
Okay, good.
Okay, we have 7 directors, and we have and Karen.
Okay, good. I was able to get it back.
Okay, that's where we are. Meeting's called to order, and the people that have come in late, we're just going to have to sit on the sidelines for a few minutes. Okay, thank you for joining us. The first and most important thing is I'm putting my glasses on. I'm sorry to read my notes. That I want to thank you all for what you as a group have done in the past. We've been by maintaining social distancing and trying to do as best as we can. We're very pleased to report that over 600 people are being confined within the area of Avalon Estates. We've had 1 confirmed case, and that confirmed case, as you all know, is returned from the hospital and is recovering completely with hopefully no after effects. And that is amazing to have 1 confirmed case and over 600 people. So what that means is we're doing a good job of what we're supposed to be doing. And we all wish Lucy and her family a full recovery. Lucy's daughter also, I've been told, is out of the hospital and also recovering. So I appreciate that. Understand also that we have, yes, could you believe somebody's calling me? 1 second. And that was my son. Calling me by saying I should have disconnected. So going back on, I want you all to understand as we get further in that even though we have about 600 plus people here, we have what we call residents and we have guests. So when we start talking about reopening, the reopening or whatever reopen is only going to be allowed for residents, not guests that have been here for 30 or 60 days. The resident is classified as somebody who you filled out on the form in the clubhouse as a resident of your house. Now, I know there's circumstances that people have family here for whatever reason it is, and yes, they're here, but they will not be able to participate in the first phase of what we call reopening. So please understand there's a difference between a resident and an occupant. So understand that the occupants who are not residents cannot partake when we reopen. PBC, which we're part of, as you know, is still under the Emergency Act. And the Emergency Act is at stay at home. Yes, there are violators. And yes, there are people that are violating. Yes, there are beauty parlors that are opening up. Yes, there are people that are playing tennis. But the state of emergency is until in effect for Palm Beach County, also Broward County and Miami County. As the governor stated, the 3 hotspots. So we have that area of Palm Beach County. I'm sorry, Palm Beach County is part of that area. So when you hear things that are being changed in the state, please make sure it is not excluded by Palm Beach County, which I will get to in a minute. Yesterday, well, I should say Wednesday, about 700 of us attended a webinar that was offered that had a representative of Castle Management, the co-owner, or co-founder, excuse me, and an attorney from Becker and Polikoff, Donna Berger. I hope most of the board members listened to it. It was very informative. And what we learned is we're on uncharted grounds, and the attorneys themselves have different opinions of what each thing means. So we're going to try to go by the majority of what's being said out there. We all know that we're dealing with what we call a silent, deadly virus, and there are people that will not be affected by it and be carriers, and there'll be people that will be affected by it. So please, there's no way of protecting yourself other than the 2 weapons I mentioned before, social distancing and washing your hands off for 20 seconds. I did attend a meeting yesterday, another conference for 2 hours with 29 presidents of the local areas, and the gamut of the things were discussed, and I'll get into that, but I'm letting you know that what I'm going to give you an opinion of is what the majority, it's a super majority of the 29 pointed out. There might be 1 or 2 that do not follow what the majority is saying, or the super majority. But generally speaking, 27 of the 29 or maybe more are telling us that's how they're going to proceed. I'm sorry. Okay, the governor, as you know, Monday has lifted, and a lot of things are being changed on the 4th of May, except for Pine Beach County. I would estimate that the phase 1 will maybe be allowed start May 11th. So even though you hear things happening May 4th, again, it does not apply to Palm Beach County. There are a few exceptions, and the few exceptions do not affect our clubhouse. So please, when you read these things, and I will get to that in a few minutes, the orders. One of our major problems in complying with the future orders, as you know, the future, is going to be cleaning supplies. And we're not the only community that's having that problem. Wipes, Clorox, or whatever we need, alcohol is scarce. And Karen today, I believe, contacted over 5, contacting over 5 suppliers, including a normal supplier, including going to Lucy and getting names. And when we call them, they say they have it in hand. And when we place the order, that it's on back order. So without those supplies, we will not comply with the rules, and therefore we cannot open. So let's hope that improves between now and May 11th. One of the questions that will be asked is the clubhouse. The clubhouse is classified as a gathering, and the clubhouse per se will not open. I separate the fitness center from the clubhouse. The card rooms will not open in phase one. The meeting rooms will not open in phase one, and the front door of the clubhouse will not open in phase one. So there'll be no admission to the clubhouse. We'll discuss at a later date. We're going to discuss the gym, how we're going to try to soft open the gym. But I hope that's answered what's going on with the clubhouse. It is not opening. We're going to discuss, as far as the soft opening is concerned, only certain areas, and that will be tennis, fitness, and the swimming pool. Those three areas at the beginning. And keeping that in mind, the county issued an ordinance. They used to have ordinance number 2020-004, and they replaced it on the 27th of April with ordinance number 2020-005. And the parts of it that I excerpted out are the parts that apply to us, which again is tennis courts and community swimming pools. We are a community swimming pool, even though we're in a gated community, so don't think we're not a community swimming pool. Anytime, from what I understand, more than 5 people can, from different areas, come into the pool. It's now classified as a community pool, even though it is in a gated community and restricted for the residents only. The ruling says, I'm going to read it. Tennis and outdoor racket facilities, as well as community pools, shall, and I use the word shall because Broward County used may, shall reopen as set forth in Amendment Attachment 5. Okay? Such activity shall be done in accordance with CDC guidelines, compliance requirements are set forth in Attachment 5. So please understand that I'm writing down how many we have in attendance right now. We have 75 in attendance. I'm sorry. Please understand that we have certain guidelines or requirements that we must follow. In summary, Detachment 5 says the following. When it comes to tennis, it says single play only. When it comes to locker room and shower facilities, remain closed. Restrooms must be cleaned at a regular schedule. And it is the responsibility of the staff of the management to ensure compliance with this order. That is regarding tennis courts. Regarding the community swimming pool, I'm just debating more people coming late. Regarding the swimming pool, pool capacity, social distancing. We're going to figure that out when we get to deciding how we're going to open the pool and what the capacity is. Locker rooms and showers shall remain closed. Restrooms shall be cleaned and disinfected regularly throughout the day. Most important, this last item. Location to monitor and ensure compliance of restriction with this order. And I'm going to repeat that again. Monitor and ensure. The lawyers have made it very clear that somebody will be there monitoring it anytime the pool is open. The pool might be open from 9 to 12, 11 to 3. Let's assume it's open from 11 to 3 on certain days of the week. That must have an attendant on premise watching all the time. Okay, the attendant could be a designee. It could be a volunteer. An attendant could be a director. However, if there is a non-compliance or a violation of the county ordinance, what happens is, rather than the person that's not in compliance being asked to leave, the facilities are shut down. I hope people understand that. Let's go for tennis, for example. Tennis with one person on each side of the court, and we open it up. And there's many other changes, but I'm just giving that. If at one point there were 2 people on the side of the net at one time, those facilities are shut down. There is no second warning. There is nothing. I hope that is very clear. So in the swimming pool, so what happens, let's say you're in the tennis court and somebody comes to your side. It's your responsibility to say to that person, stay 6 feet away, or you move 6 feet back. But the minute you encroach the social distancing, those facilities will be shut down. That is not a choice. That is what we have to do. And everybody will be very happy to hear that if there's a violation and they want to arrest somebody, the person they're going to arrest is the president and maybe the 6 other directors. But they're not going to go after the violator. They're going to go after the association. And I'll put the 6 other directors and I'll put the 8th person in line, and that will be the community director. So we are not going to expose ourselves to that. And I don't think there's a director here that disagrees with me that the monitoring will be done by a security guard, a security person, unarmed security person, but we've done by somebody in uniform with authority to make sure that we maintain the requirements of the county. And I have finished my opening statement, so before we go any further, our objective today is to inform the community that, 1, the clubhouse is not opening in the near future. The near future to me is the next 14 days. 2, that the soft opening of the tennis, fitness, and the swimming pool is on the horizon, but the earliest I believe it will take place will be the 11th. It is definitely not going to take place the 4th because the governor has restricted Palm Beach County from phase 1. That being said, let's go down to directors. So I got to go across my top. Alan, you have anything to add to it? Or anything you want to say?
No.
Howard?
No, nothing.
I'm just taking a look who's up there and there and there and there. I'm going to miss some people. Gary, you're there somewhere.
I'm here.
There you are.
The only thing I would note is that I agree that we have to have a management or a faculty member doing the monitoring. I would assume that the tennis pro could do that for us on the tennis courts.
That's my assumption also. Mike.
Yeah, I got a couple of things that I'm not sure of. Number one, let's talk about the tennis court. You have 2 people playing. You have 12 people on the side watching them. In the facility, is that going to be allowed?
No, I'm sorry that I left that out. No gatherings. No spectators, no gathering. I mean, I cut the thing short. I thought I said that to you, Mike.
No, they didn't mention that.
Yes, they did. A1, no congregating on the court or sidelines is permitted. I'm sorry,
Okay.
that's part of attachment number 5, A1.
Okay, I just wanted to point that out.
No problems. I'd rather us
Now,
check each other.
Let's talk about the swimming pool when you have the soft opening. My reading is that the bathroom facilities have to be constantly being cleaned as people use it on a periodic basis, and periodic meaning not once a day. If that's so, that means that the association would have to have a person there strictly for the cleaning of the bathrooms, the 2 bathrooms out by the swimming pool. Is my assumption correct?
Basically, somewhat, yes. What we have is the 2 bathrooms there and the 2 bathrooms, the tennis facilities. Lucy's services that we have right now will clean each bathroom once every 15 minutes. That's the setup we've had right now. Karen, am I right? That's what when we soft open? Karen, where are you? Yes, Karen. Karen's muted. I'm sorry, Karen. Let me unmute you. We've had a discussion with Lucy's, Karen?
Yeah, we had a discussion with Lucy's yesterday. It
Yes.
probably won't be every 15 minutes. I would tell you it would be about every half hour.
Okay, so Mike, we're going to have a service person go back and forth between the 4 between the 4 bathrooms. I don't expect the soft opening. I don't, and we'll discuss that as we lay out more rules. The soft opening for the pool to be on a large basis. I think it'll be something like 11 to 3, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday as phase 1. As the phases open up.
That was my next question. In other words, what it's going to be is it's going to be set hours. Now, my understanding, and I don't know how true this is, but that if somebody uses a lounge and they get up and leave that lounge before somebody else can sit down on that lounge, it has to be disinfected. Is that true?
So theoretically, the person's supposed to wipe down. Those are the cleaning supplies we're trying to get, which are called wipes. However, the heavy majority of the 29 presidents have said we're removing all chairs so we don't risk that thing, because we also want to rotate the people in and out. It's not going to be a sunbathing area. It's going to be a swimming area for exercise, and we want them to leave in a reasonable time. Part of the consideration that the board will discuss in the next 11 days is limiting the time at the pool to a half hour or an hour or something like that. So therefore, the usage of lounges would not be desirable to have out. But we'll have to discuss that.
My next question is, you have during the day, if the pool is open, let's say from 1 to 3 or 11 to 3, hypothetically, are we going to allow people to play cards there?
No congregating. You can play cards by use of cell phone and be 6 feet apart at each table. I'm joking with you, Mike.
Well, I understand you are, but that was my point.
No congregating. No congregating. My beliefs are that if we put out chairs, and again, we have to discuss this. I'll give you my beliefs and listen to whether. Let's assume we have 2, 3 tables at the back. We will only put 1 chair at each table. We will have no lounge chairs. This is going to be my recommendation for phase 1. The whole objective there is to allow people to swim and leave. Swim so others can come in, because we're going to maybe restrict the number of people that'll be in the area to a dozen. I don't know yet. But that's what you and I and 5 other directors and Karen will discuss.
Joe?
Okay. Then my last thing is, you have people in the pool. How are you going to maintain that 6-foot situation?
Obviously, you're not going to. They are. As I said before, if somebody approaches you in the pool and they're walking towards you, you tell them to stop. If they don't stop, you walk backwards. If they reach within 6 feet of you, the facilities will be closed by the monitor. That is required by law.
Okay. And now, the next thing is the hot tub. Can be closed?
No. I'm not. I'm going to say my recommendation will be no. It could be used again with maybe maximum capacity of 2.
Okay. The outdoor shower has to be closed?
Yes, unfortunately, yes. Even though Board of Health says you're supposed to shower before you come into the thing.
I understand that, but I'm bringing all these things up just so the people who are at this meeting understand what each point is.
How we're going to close the showers off, Karen and I will investigate, but there are 2 choices I've come up with right now. One is to remove the handles. The other one is I can remove the heads and put a cap on it for about 35 cents each. So I have to do that in all the bathrooms. So I think it's easy to remove the heads, because even though you'll tape off the showers, I'd rather play safe by putting the showers out of order.
Yeah, well, especially in the bathroom at the pool, I don't believe you can close off the shower area from the bathroom area.
Well, but the way you can close it off is remove the handles, if that's possible.
Right. You got to remove the ability to shower. Right.
But I think it'd be easier to remove the head and just screw on a cap.
Okay.
A plastic cap.
That was the last of my questions.
I'm sure we'll come up with more, but Mike, they're great. I appreciate you asking them so everybody sees where we're heading. Don't forget, everybody, you're hearing my opinion, not the opinion of 7 directors. When we come up with the rules, when they're going to be written rules, when we come up with the rules, the 7 directors will approve them. I've already received the tennis rules from Platina and one other community, I forgot which it is, and we're going to draft our own rules. The rules will conform to those of the county, and they will conform to our facilities, how we're going to do it. That was, I'm going to Len in hit. Len? Len?
Can you just clarify the situation with chairs? You're going to leave some out there, or we have to bring our own? That's
My beliefs, it's a recommendation by me, Len. My recommendation, as I said before, we're going to leave chairs out. I believe 1 at each table.
okay.
But to bring your own, means you're encouraging people to stay there. And my recommendation to the board is to make the swimming pool open, because we're going to have to cycle people in and out. So if somebody's going to sit down in a chair other than to dry off and get ready to leave, the recommendation will be no gathering. And that's what the rules are. Len, anything else?
No more than at any time anyway. So.
Right. But the pool, we could do more because of the capacity. I'm not saying I want to do more, but that's not a gathering as long as we're maintaining the 6 feet. People are having meetings in a ballroom with having one person at each table, and they're 6 feet apart. So the gathering is more referred to as shoulder to shoulder or less than 6 feet. So, again, interpretation. Once we come up with how we're going to do it, we're going to bounce it off the attorney. That's also the heavy majority, the attorney and the insurance company, just to make sure that we're conforming to what everybody believes is best. Yes.
Hi, this is
No, Fred, let me go through the board meetings first, board members first. And I'm sorry, I didn't mute you. Now you're muted. Who did I miss now? Elise, okay. No. Karen, do you have anything you want to add?
No, Mike covered a good portion of it.
Okay. Did I miss any of the directors?
No, you missed me, Elise.
Okay, Director Elise, where are you in my camera?
I'm
There
sorry,
you are.
well,
You know why I can't see? Well, I can't take you. Okay,
Okay,
Elise.
I've gone to my phone so you can hear me, okay?
But you're also on the video, right?
Right. Okay. My issue is if we have 4 bathrooms up by the pool, why can't we close 2 and just leave 2 bathrooms open to make it less stressful or less issues of cleaning?
We only have 2 by the pool. We only have 2 by the pool.
You said 4. Okay. The other issue is
No, Elise, what I meant by 4 was 2 at the pool, 2 at the tennis facility, sports complex. So we require to sanitize 4 bathrooms on a regular basis.
okay. My issue with the pool. Are we responsible for cleaning the railings and the handles as people walk in and out of the pool? And how does that get cleaned? Or are we saying if they've been swimming, the chlorine kills everything? I mean, that to me is an issue.
No, we're going to be
How do we
clean.
limit who's in and when they come in and who's monitoring how long they can stay and when they have to leave and when the next people can come in?
Supposedly, the guard will be on the sign-in list and the sign-out list, and also the cleaning service will be there. But until we get the materials such as wipes, so everybody could try to clean up after each other, and until we get what's going on, the rules and regulations, I don't know. But the cleaning service will be cleaning it on a regular basis. If we have to have 2 people there rather than 1, and maybe increase or decrease the 30 minutes to 15 minutes, we're going to do that to maintain safety. We want to be risk management at a minimum. Can't eliminate it, but we're going to try to reduce our risks as best as possible. So I would rather clean every 15 minutes. Karen says they want to do every 30. Maybe that's what's allowed to do, but we're going to see. Then we'll have 2 people here rather than 1, so we can cycle every 15. But that's going to be my recommendation. I might get shut down by the 6 other board members. We're responsible to maintain it. We're responsible to clean it. We're responsible to have supplies out, which mean wipes. We don't have wipes right now. So if we had the right to open today, we could not because we can't conform. The guard, I think that if I didn't tell you, the guard at the pool, approximately $15 an hour for the guard. The person from the security company, and that person would work 4 hours, let's say 4 hours, that'd be $60 a day for $240 a week. We hope that as our number of deaths stay or could decline, that we'll be able to change and go into phase 2. Some crazy statistics, people. I did this yesterday. The state has a death rate of 3.7% of the cases. Palm Beach County has a death rate of 14.6%. We have 178 deaths out of the 1,218 deaths in the state, and we're only 9.1% of the population. So you could understand, which I believe we all understand, we are of the age that if we come down with the virus, it is not as simple as a 30-year-old coming down with it. and we want to try to confine anybody from coming down, more so than an area that has young children and things like that.
I think, in my mind, logistically, if two people want to swim and do laps in the pool, they're going to be closer than 6 feet apart.
There's no rafting.
No, again, Elise, you're going into the details, but part of the details, you'll be right, will be no rafting. There'll be none. The whole idea is basically people want to get exercising done. There are people that believe, and I believe it also, that exercising and walking in the pool is less strenuous to the back and things like that. Now, how is somebody going to swim in a swim lane without, and also stay 6 feet apart from anybody standing there? So we're going to have to, you and I, and the other directors are going to have to come up with these rules so we can satisfy the social distancing requirement. So these are a lot of questions, but not to be resolved today. With we have how many people here? 75 people here right now. So not to be resolved today with 75. If any director want to add anything else?
Joe, just a point of clarification. Sherry, you got me?
I got you. You're
Okay.
yellow.
This works both with for the tennis courts and for the swimming pool. The way attachment 5 reads, it says soap and water or hand sanitizer and or disinfectant wipes shall be provided in each restroom. Now, that's both for the tennis courts and for the swimming pool. Now, this is what attachment 5 says. We can be more stringent, but it sounds to me like we have an option as to whether or not we want to have wipes or hand sanitizer, as long as we have soap and water there. Now, I guess we can adapt more stringent rules and have the wipes or whatever else we require, but that's how I read attachment 5. I don't know if everybody read the same one.
There's 2 points to that. Point 1 is, as you mentioned, what the county presents. Wait, people are waiting to get in. Just 1 second. What the county presents, and the word you heard when you attended the other day is called the ceiling, the floor. They set up the minimum requirements. We, as long as we conform to the minimum requirements and add additional requirements, we are allowed to do that.
Right.
Okay, so that is very important. The point is, a disinfectant, and again, I'm not a doctor, as you know, and I'm not an expert, but I did a lot of reading on this. For an item to be a disinfectant, it has to have 70%, 65 to 70% alcohol. Okay, if everybody seems to agree with that, soap and water is not a disinfectant because it doesn't have to. So that's why I go back to the necessity for Clorox, the necessity for wipes, the necessity for a Lysol type base thing. And I do not I personally don't, and the 6 other directors will see if they agree. I personally believe that soap and water can 100% disinfect an area. Your hands or a rail or a doorknob. Yes, the question is, there's more details, like you're saying. The doorknobs have to be wiped down every 15 minutes or thereabouts on a regular basis, no different than the bathrooms. So we'll discuss that as I go to working with you and the other directors on phase 1 documents, if we want to call it such. Again, our objective today is just to alert the community of the restraints we have right now. And that restraint is, we are not open. We're in Palm Beach County, we're not open. Now, any other director? Before we go further, I have a simple. Linda Porter's raised her hand and Fred Serlin has raised their hand. So I'm going to do them first when I find them. This is not as easy as you think, people. So Linda, where are you? Steve is raising his hand. I don't care about that. Linda, could you raise your hand again? I can't see you. Maybe she's on page 2. See, I'm having trouble. Linda, wave your hand. Linda, there's Linda. I'm sorry, Linda. It took me a while. You were on page 2. Linda, the floor is yours.
All right. One question on the tennis court bathrooms.
Linda, Linda, get closer to your screen, your microphone. You're breaking up.
The tennis court bathrooms. Do we need to have them open? It seems like a waste of it seems like we could live without them.
Well, I did a quick survey, and at singles, we have over 20 people that were willing to play singles. It's an amenity that the county says you shall open, not will open. That's why I emphasize that word shall. Okay, so the only way we're going to keep it closed is if we cannot conform. Did I answer your question, Linda?
Yeah, no, I would open I would ask for permission not to open the bathrooms, but open the tennis courts, but that's.
Now, again, you would, but if you write me a quick note, I'll send you what is required. And as I said to you, when I read it before, restrooms must be cleaned. Therefore, if restroom must be cleaned, therefore they're open. So the restrooms are open. Linda, have I satisfied your needs right now?
Yeah.
Now I got to find you again. You lost on my screen, so I can't mute you. So try to keep it down there. Fred is there somewhere. Where did Fred go? Fred Serlin. You on my screen? Okay, Fred Serlin, wave your hand. I don't see Fred.
Hey, Nancy, that's not you.
I don't see Fred. Fred, where are you? You see him? I don't see him.
On my screen, Joey's on page 1.
And where is he? Okay, there he is, upper left. I see him. And I have some other people. 2 other people raised their hand. I'll get that in a second. Fred, the floor is yours.
Okay. A quickie. First, Joe, I think you're doing a great job. I opened 2 pools between yesterday and today. We took away all the lounge chairs and we stacked them up, not to be used. We only have several regular chairs to sit on, and we marked off in tape. Well, we marked off 7 feet to be safe, where the chairs must be kept. And of course, half the people already moved them around and did what they wanted, but most people are complying. And we, again, removed all the lounge chairs, and we have Lucy's, we work with Lucy also. She's coming in with us every, I think every hour on the hour, and from 10 to 3 in the afternoon. That's when the longer you keep it open, the less number of crowd you should have. Because if you open for very short hours, everyone will try to get in those short hours. Just my opinion. But thank you for the time.
Well, Fred, I'm sorry, but in accordance with the rules of the county, you're in violation.
That's correct.
Okay, fine. So when you say you open 2 pools, don't let our members say, why are we under? You're in violation, and unfortunately, your board member or you can go to jail, but that's your problem, be arrested. But you're in violation of county, and I, as a director, and I'm sure not one other than 6 other directors here, are going to recommend us to violate county rules. So
I don't mind if you go to jail.
Okay, we checked with the county, and the county said, actually, the county said as far as cleaning the bathrooms on a regular basis, they did not say every 15 minutes or every half hour. So it depends which way you want to look at it. Look,
I agree with you.
The more you clean, the safer we'll all be.
Well, it also depends on the number of people that use it, how often you clean. I mean, Mary Lou Berger sent out something today about an update and put out the update, and she referred to order number 2020004. 2020004 has already been replaced with 005, but I received it today at 11:30. So the person you checked with at the county, just like we checked with attorneys, you'll get different opinions. The rule is very clear. Palm Beach County is not allowed to open up, period. The governor made it very clear. The attorneys made it very clear. Jerry, well, the attorneys made it very clear. And we'll have a meeting with our attorney. I'm going to move on. Thank you, Fred. I had some other people that raised their hand and I got lost. Okay, Nancy, I'll give it to Nancy. Let me turn on your mic. Nancy, go.
I sent you, yesterday I was in Walmart by Flavor Pick and Military, and they had all these bottles of bleach, and they had these bottles of Lysol that kill virus with no bleach, and they was for laundry, but I don't know why you couldn't use it to wipe down, and they had they had bottles and bottles of it. I sent you a picture of the label.
Okay, but my concerns were, I don't think the residents or people should be handling bleach to clean, because bleach.
It has no bleach. No,
that was the Lysol.
Bleach.
That was you said bottles of bleach. I'm answering your question.
I confused it.
Okay.
No bleach, 0 bleach.
You said bleach bottles, I thought you said.
They had bleach if someone wanted it, but this product had no.
Okay, we'll try to look into a supply if things are going on. As I said to you and everybody else, we got 10 more days to iron this out because I don't believe Palm Beach County will be taking off stay at home emergency order before May 11th. I could be wrong, but the rest of the state is coming off May 4th, but Palm Beach County, Broward County, and Miami are not.
I have a bottle of what I'm talking about if anybody
Okay,
wants to look.
thank you. And Karen heard what you said. Okay. Okay, let's start waving hands, somebody. Let me see. Okay, I see two. I'll do Stu and then Lois. Stu, you're unmuted.
Thank you. Just when you keep in mind the hours of opening the pool, there are many people that do walk actually early before the sun is reaching noontime. So when you look at those hours, you were saying before, like 11 to 3, just keep that in mind.
Okay, the board has heard you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Lois, unmuted. You go, Lois. No, not yet. Not yet. Lois, you're set now.
Okay. I think the board should consider closing the hot tub because it's definitely a breeder of bacteria. My husband and I love the hot tub, but our doctors have told us not to go in. So I think it's something you should consider because of the heat of the water and everything. If there's bacteria, if somebody goes in with an open cut or whatever, it's absolutely a breeder of bacteria. So I think it's something for consideration.
Okay, the board will take that into consideration. Melissa, then I'll go to page 2. I got too much going on here, guys. Melissa, I'm going to mute you. Give me a second, Melissa. You're settled, Melissa.
Okay.
Yes, Melissa.
All right, I'm okay. Just one maybe suggestion, because some people like to swim laps and others like to walk. When you're doing it, you might want to schedule lap swimming at one time and the walking at another. In other words, something like that, so that they wouldn't go into each other.
Got it. And the directors have heard you. I'm going to mute you. Let me go down to page 2 and see. I got 70 some odd people. Please raise your hand if you want to speak. I see nobody. Wait. I see. Arthur, do you want to speak? I can't see you. Put your thumb up. I can't see your hand if you want to speak. Okay, he doesn't want to speak. I'm going back to page 1. Okay, I see a few hands here. Bob, let me get Bob. Go ahead. Wait a second, Bob. Wait. Okay, Bob. Go.
Joe?
Yes.
Okay. The reference to the tennis courts. So if two people want to go over like at 4 o'clock and play, that won't be allowed?
I haven't set up the guidelines yet. I'll let you know when we set the guidelines.
Okay.
The board will set the guidelines. Those are all the considerations.
Joe?
All right, thanks.
Who's just,
Al.
yeah.
You didn't mention anything about pickleball.
What pickleball court are you going to play on, Alan?
Being fixed.
Alan, what pickleball court are you going to play on? The same one you're going to play basketball on. We don't have one. The second thing I didn't mention was bocce ball, and the bocce ball is a gathering, and shuffleboard is a gathering. So those things I thought you would. That's why I mentioned, I hope, 3 items: tennis, fitness, swimming pool for the beginning for phase 1. The other items, if they're there, we can't use them. Cornball, all these things, we're not going to open up at the beginning. At least that's my recommendation to the board. Again, we have until May 11th, in my opinion, before we have to start moving on this. Okay, Jerry, go ahead. You can speak up, Jerry.
Yeah, just going back to Bob's point, the only time you'll be able to play tennis, assuming this is how our rules are going to run, is when we have the tennis pro there, because we need somebody to be a monitor or supervisor. So whatever hours the pro is there, unless we bring in a separate guard, those would be the hours attendance will be restricted to. Just for clarification.
We'll discuss that in more detail also as we lay out the rules.
Right.
Okay, anybody else raise their hand? Did I miss anybody? Okay, I'm gonna do the following to make sure that I didn't miss anybody. So please, please only speak up. I am gonna try to unmute all in case I miss somebody, if I know how to do that. Manage participants. Okay, everybody is unmuted. Is there anybody that I left out? And I apologize for.
Thank you.
Seeing none, meeting adjourned. The time is, what time is it? It's 3:44.
Bingo.
Thank you very much, people.
All your
Bye-bye.
work.
Thank you.
I ended the meeting. You're all